What's up, everyone? Welcome to Mystery Vault today. We're breaking down the movie The Monkey 2025, so without wasting any time, let's jump right in. At the start of the movie, a man tries to stop a woman, but in the next moment, she jumps into the water, and with a massive explosion, her body blows into pieces. Friends, this film gets even more dangerous towards the end. The story is about a strange monkey that whenever it beats its drum, it randomly takes someone's life, and whoever this unlucky person is, that it chooses their death happens in such bizarre ways that it makes your hair stand on end. The curse of this demonic monkey was so dangerous that escaping from it was impossible. Whoever it touched, death became their fate. And the scariest thing was that this thing couldn't be destroyed. Even if you burned it to ashes, it would come back in its original form. The story begins with a pilot who arrives covered in blood at an old antique shop. Carrying this monkey, he asks the owner if he'll buy it. But the shop owner doesn't buy toys and mocking him says that the stick for beating this toy's drum is stuck. The monkey probably didn't like the owner's joke, and in the next moment it starts beating its drum and the game begins. Nearby, a rat runs with lightning speed and cuts a rope as soon as the rope is cut. An axe hanging on the wall falls down, and a dangerous trap gets activated. The shop owner's intestines get caught in the trap spikes, and his whole body gets pulled, causing him to writhe in pain and die right there. Seeing this terrifying sight, the pilot loses his courage. He pulls out a flamethrower, a gun that shoots fire and wants to burn the monkey to ashes. He thought this demonic evil was finished forever, but he was wrong. Sometime later, his sons find the same monkey in the closet. Their father had been away from home for years, and no one had told those kids the truth about this monkey. The older brother Max, with great curiosity, winds the key on the monkey's back. But the key gets stuck halfway. Both brothers thought maybe this toy is broken a few days later, when both were going out to eat with their nanny. The monkey mysteriously ends up in their car, though no one paid much attention to it. Soon they reach a restaurant that looked really nice, but was actually deadly. Everyone was watching the chef's amazing skills. Then the monkey left in the car, suddenly starts beating its drum with the sound of the drum. As soon as the chef picks up his knife, a line of blood appears on the nanny's neck, and in the next moment her head gets cut and rolls down. Soon everyone attends the nanny's funeral, but everyone thought it was just a horrible accident. But Leo had a strange restlessness in his heart. He felt from inside that the nanny's death was definitely connected to this monkey. His brother Max saw this nervousness. Max, who always teased his younger brother, started mocking him. He said, "Do you really care? No problem. Just say you want to marry Miss Stupid Monkey. I want to be Mid-Monkey." Max kept teasing him again and again under his brother's pressure. Leo had to stay quiet, but the next day, this rumor spread throughout the school that Leo likes monkeys. The class kids not only mocked him, but forcibly made him eat 3 baskets full of bananas. Poor Leo returned home with his head bowed in humiliation at that time. He was fuming with anger. He couldn't understand why his twin brother Max always troubles him in anger. He told the demonic monkey to kill his brother, and saying that he wound the monkey's key instantly, the monkey started beating its drum. Right at that moment, Max returns home. He calls out to his mom, entering the house, but gets no answer when he reaches the dining room. He sees blood flowing from his mom's ears. Before anyone could understand anything, his mom dies right there. The doctor said mom's death was from a very rare brain disease. It's said the chance of such a disease is 1 in 40 million people. But Leo knew that his mom's death wasn't from any disease, but because of this demonic monkey. So when everyone in the house was asleep, he took a big knife and went to destroy the demonic monkey forever. But as soon as he cut one of the monkey's hands, he saw black blood flowing from a nearby mirror, but blinded by anger. Instead of stopping, Leo struck countless blows with the knife, chopped it into pieces, and threw it in the trash. After mom's death, both brothers were adopted by their uncle and aunt, and they moved to another city. But little did they know that the same night, Max sees the reflection of that demonic monkey on his aunt's house window. Leo gets terribly scared he had chopped and thrown the monkey. Then, how did it reach 800 miles away to their aunt's house? Leo became convinced that this is a bloody monkey, and he wanted to throw it away immediately, but Max gave a demonic idea. He said, "Let's wind its key one more time and see if someone really dies." And soon, their uncle's corpse was found hanging on the wall. Their death happened in a very horrific way during a hunt. Dozens of horses trampled him to death. His whole body turned into mush after this incident. Both brothers didn't have the courage to keep the monkey with them when they couldn't destroy it. They threw it in a deep, dry well so it would never see light again, and it seemed their method worked in no time. 25 years passed, and during this, no strange incident happened. Then one day, when their aunt was sleeping, she heard the sound of the door opening downstairs. She immediately took her gun and went down to check the door was open, but no one else was in the house. Aunt searched everything up to the basement but found nothing, but as soon as she started going back up the wooden stairs under her feet, broke. Well, she only got minor injuries. But when Aunt was cleaning her wounds, she smelled something strange. She went to the kitchen and found gas leaking. But in the next moment, fire suddenly flares up and Aunt panics and runs towards the outside. But unfortunately, a bouquet of flowers left by some well-wisher was lying at the door. Aunt's foot slipped on it and she lost balance and fell straight onto a signboard outside, dying on the spot on the other side. Leo had grown up now, but the fear of that monkey was still alive in his heart. He couldn't achieve much in life, and to save his family from the monkey's wrath, he stayed away from his wife and kids. His wife, who was unaware of this truth, divorced Leo. To fulfill his duty as a father, Leo would meet his son and take him out every year. But the night before that trip, he had a terrifying dream in the dream. A big hairy hand picked him up while sleeping and threw him in a deep well. Thank God it was just a dream. But then he saw the monkey coming towards him holding a knife. Leo trembled with fear, but luckily this was also a dream. This time he really woke up. He was just trying to sleep again. When his phone rang, on the phone was his brother Max, whom he hadn't spoken to in years. Max told Leo about their aunt's death and said, "Come back and check if this death is connected to the monkey." Leo only met his son once a year, so he wanted to refuse. But Max hung up the phone. Leo was in this confusion when suddenly the AC on the ceiling broke and fell right in front of him due to water spread on the floor. The AC's high voltage current went straight into the nearby swimming pool, and unfortunately a girl was about to swim in the pool. At that moment, Leo wanted to stop her. But by then it was too late. This bloody scene reminded him of his uncle's death. Leo immediately realized that the demonic monkey has really come back to save his son from the monkey. Leo had to leave that very night for his aunt's house. But upon reaching and seeing the blood-stained signboard, Leo's heart sank. The next day, a property dealer came to sell Aunt's house in conversation. Leo learned that in the past week, many more horrific deaths had happened in that small town the day after their aunt's death. Their neighbor also died painfully cut by a lawnmower. Someone burned while making coffee, meaning since that day, every day, some resident of the town was becoming victim of a mysterious death hearing. This Leo's hair stood on end. He became convinced that this is all the doing of that demonic monkey. The agent kept inspecting the house. But when he reached near the storeroom, the door wouldn't open anyway. As soon as he took out the bunch of keys and tried to open the door, Leo felt something wrong. But before he could stop him, the door opened. As soon as the door opened, a gun fell down and its trigger got pulled, blowing the agent's body to pieces. Music. Soon police arrived at the scene. Leo was the first witness to this incident, so he was the first suspect too. Police ordered him not to leave the town this way. He had to stay there, but that same night, the phone in the room rang. On the phone was Max. He said he didn't find the monkey, but stay in the town and wait for the next news. This made Leo realize that Max is also in the same town, but Max didn't give him a chance to ask any question and hung up. Leo quickly searched the phone book and found a strange number named Mrs. Monkey. He immediately called that number. He was shocked to hear that the caller tune on that number had a message to find that monkey. In one shock, Leo understood the whole story. All these deaths are being caused by his brother Max. He remembered that 25 years ago when they threw the monkey in the well. Max realized that whoever wins the monkey's key doesn't die himself, and out of the 4 people in the house, 2 had already died, meaning Max had only wound the key once to kill the nanny. Then, who killed Mom? Now it was clear to take revenge from Leo. The next day, he went back to that well. But the monkey wasn't there in the well, only the tool for winding the key was left. Max knew that this demonic thing would definitely come back one day, and he started waiting. And this wait lasted full 25 years. Some time ago, a man found that monkey in the market and bought it and sold it to Max at a high price. Max thought Leo is very far from him, so he made the excuse of Anne's death to call him back to the town. At this time, he was wearing the same clothes that he wore at his mom's funeral in childhood. He wound the key once again. He wanted to kill Leo. but the monkey kills anyone randomly. This time, an innocent man became the target after knowing the truth. Leo got filled with anger. He immediately called Max and said, "Stop killing innocent people." But Max threatened Leo in the name of his own son, because for the monkey, it's easier to kill blood relatives. So if he keeps trying, but then someone knocked on the door, he saw it was a policeman and he opened the door. But little did Leo know that the policeman would point his gun straight at his head. Actually, this was the same man who sold the monkey to Max. After selling the monkey, continuous deaths were happening in the town. This made the man realize that the monkey is no ordinary thing, and he probably sold it too cheap. He wanted the monkey back, but Max wasn't paying attention out of greed. He reached Leo, who is Max's twin brother, but who knew these two brothers would turn out to be each other's enemies anyway. Since he had come, he forced Leo's son to go inside through the doggy door and steal that monkey. The poor child had no other choice. But before going, Leo explained to him that no matter what, don't wind that monkey's key at all. The child promised. But his demonic uncle had set many traps in the house. Still, the child gathered courage and reached that room. Seeing his nephew come to the door himself, Max convinced him that the monkey is broken and helped fix it by winding the key. The child couldn't control his curiosity. Seeing that strange monkey, he completely forgot his father's warning. As soon as he wound the key, a demonic smile came on the monkey's face and it started beating the drum right there at the same moment outside, waiting Leo. And that man saw that the beehive in front of the car started shaking. Well, this wasn't a big deal. Even if bees came out, they were safe inside the car, but then that man got itching on his head and he started scratching with his gun, and by mistake, the gun fired the bullet, broke the car's windshield in the beehive. The angry swarm of bees came out immediately and went straight into that man's mouth. That man's whole body got covered in blood inside and out. This demonic monkey always killed someone in such bizarre ways. Leo understood that something very bad must have happened inside, so he immediately ran inside the house to bring his son out. But seeing his plan failing, Max went mad. He forcibly held the monkey's hand and wanted to make it beat the drum. But the toy had so much power that it picked Max up and threw him far. Perhaps Max's action made the monkey angry. It started beating the drum very fast as long as it was beating. Nothing happened, but the commotion outside caught its attention. It looked out the window and saw that the whole town was on fire and burning meteorites were falling from the sky, creating a scene of destruction. But the monkey's anger wasn't calmed yet. As soon as it beat the drum again, the ceiling suddenly broke and fell every time it beat the drum. One by one, person on the upper floor kept dying. Obviously, the monkey was really very angry when Leo reached there. He also went mad with anger. He told Max that whatever foolishness in childhood is done, but now, why is he dragging so many innocent people into their fight at this turn? Max finally spilled all the truth. Only then Leo found out that his brother knew for so many years that he himself was responsible for Mom's death. He also knew that Leo actually wanted to kill him. Leo tried to explain and said that we were kids then and didn't know the real power of the monkey. Perhaps some deaths were destined to happen at that time. After Leo's explanation, Max's heart finally melted. But as soon as both brothers forgave each other, the monkey's drums sounded once again. From this slight vibration, a trap set in the house got activated. That trap worked and directly separated Max's head from the body. His head got embedded in the wall. Leo knew that his brother had got punishment for his deeds the next day. He left from there, taking his son. But complete chaos had spread in the town now. As soon as he exited the town and stopped at a traffic light, Leo saw an old man riding a white horse. The deep smell of death was so strong that it had actually called the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse, meaning death itself. If you love this mystery, hit that like button, subscribe to Mystery Vault, and turn on notifications for more movie mysteries. See you in the next one.